Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic: people who are bothered by others wearing a mask while driving. Why do you care? I once saw some Mo driving with a mask on, trying to be safe in a pandemic, but they were texting and driving. Can't die from corona if you die in a car crash. First taps head. Asterisk taps head on windshield. I started minding my business in 2004, and I have to say I recommend it. I see tons of wild shit. I may look to be sure I'm seeing correctly. 9/10 I shrug and go about my day. I started minding my business in 2004, and I have to say I recommend it. I'm gonna put this on a t-shirt. I would buy it, even though I was born in 2006. It's just weird when I look in my rearview mirror and some dude wearing a bloody hockey mask is behind me with a machete. It gives me the creeps. Can't get COVID if Jason hacks you to pieces first. Asterisk taps forehead asterisk. Why do we care, in general, about the harmless behaviors of others? This is the answer to all these threads in the last week. Cause if they behave differently than me, then they are challenging the way I behave, which I will not tolerate as I am perfect and my behavior reflects that. So, all should do exactly as all do in order to ensure perfection is maintained. I volunteer for Meals on Wheels, and when I make my deliveries I keep my mask on at all times, even while driving alone. I use hand sanitizer between stops but feel better keeping my mask on in the car vs taking it on and off repeatedly and potentially contaminating anything. The people who use Meals on Wheels are the most vulnerable, and it's important to keep them safe while serving. But I've had people yell at me from their cars as I'm driving or mock me for wearing a mask. It's really exhausting. Edit: wow, this blew up. Thank you so much all. 3. Instead of cute pixels, consider throwing a few dollars to Mo here. https://www.mealsohealsamerica.org, where I am the kitchen and drivers is staffed entirely by volunteers, and donations go a long way to getting food. Cash donations are sometimes used to buy meals from local restaurants to help the recipients get interesting variety and help restaurants struggling with the pandemic. It's a really great program and critically important, especially now. Since I've been working, starting in June of this year, we've also delivered gallons of milk and facilitated installation and checking of fire alarms. I'm in the USA, Ohio, and for the SARC about feeling exhausted, I am exhausted generally with the state of the world, whoist. And bad attitudes from people who go out of their way to bring others down when they have no idea why they may be wearing a mask is just another drop in the bucket. Seriously, I don't even know what these awards do. I'm not on Reddit enough to appreciate them. Donate to Mo or your local food bank instead. But I've had people yell at me from their cars as I'm driving or mock me for wearing a mask. It's really exhausting. That makes me so mad on your behalf. I'm sorry that happened. Screw 'em. Wear it now and enjoy how pissed off and petty they are. These people are insecure about their own decisions, so they want you to do the same so they feel better about themselves. See also, why are you studying so much? And, you don't need a seatbelt, I'm a good driver. And, how come you never spend any money? When I see others driving with a mask, I just assume they like me and they forget that they are even wearing a mask, hop in their car and go. It's become second nature to me. Yep. That, or they are driving a fairly short distance from one place where they need to wear a mask to another place where they need to wear a mask, and there's no real point to taking it off and then putting it back on less than 10 minutes later. I do this occasionally too, and I know it might look weird, but it's easier to just leave the damn thing on. Or they forgot to bring hand sanitizer and taking off their mask with dirty hands defeats the purpose of wearing the mask if they are just going to touch their face with corona hands. I deliver DoorDash and Instacart. Yay to you, I look like a dummy wearing a mask in my car. In all actuality, I'm treating others like I'd hope to be treated. I am keeping their food as sterile as possible in my car. Edit: holy shit, thanks for all the love guys. My high-risk sister just tested positive for COVID on Monday and we are really scared for her life. I don't wish COVID on anyone who's been taking this serious, as she was. A co-worker who refused to wear a mask gave it to 10 people in her department at her job. Wear a damn mask. As someone who uses DoorDash more than I probably should, thank you. For real. ITT, a tiny handful of people actually read and answered the question, but a AF ton of people answered their own question. As someone who tends to judge those people, I have no idea, it has zero effect on me. I thought it was odd too until I needed to run into a couple of stores back to back, think grocery then pharmacy. Found it easier to leave it on for a 2 minimum drive than take it off and put it back on. I sewed my own masks and they tie on with ribbons. If I'm going to back stores I'm not gonna bother to untie and re-tie my mask 5 times. It's not worth the effort. Edited to add, I used the first pattern in this link, but instead of elastic I have a ribbon in each corner that you tie behind your head. When I made my masks there was no elastic to be bought. The mask is made of non-stretch materials and once it's on, because I wanted to not have to constantly mess with my mask at work. Frankly, it's more comfortable than the elastic that straps to your ears because the way I wear my hair keeps the ribbon from rubbing anywhere near my ears. And every time I do wear a mask that has straps behind the ears, the skin there is sore for days after. Sometimes masks can be annoying to get just right, especially if you have a beard. I tend to keep it on so I don't have to readjust it, especially if I have to stop at a couple places. I have a few masks and one of them is actually really comfortable. I kind of forget I have it on when I'm focused on the directions to where I'm going, or what exactly I have to get in the next store, or something like that. The struggle is real. I have a beard and when you put on a mask crap is poking out all over the place. I feel like I look like a 1970s swimsuit model. Here you go guys, thank me later. I just want to explain why I do this. When I go outside to run an errand it is best to assume my hands are now dirty until I wash my hands. Why would I touch my mask with dirty hands if I don't need to? In times of COVID and with vulnerable family members, I do my best not to get sick. Yes, same. Once I've gone out I don't take it off until I get home. Also I read that the average person touches their face like 20 times an hour so it prevents that. Right. It seems dumb when people put it on to run to the grocery store, take it off once outside and then puts it back on to enter the gas station. Might as well lick your fingers and rub your eyes while you're at it. My hands aren't going near my face until I wash them after each time I touch something possibly contaminated with COVID. Because it's illegal here in Germany. Always gotta know who's driving the vehicle. How do they do things like ride-share is there if you can't cover your face in a car? Stash them in the trunk. The driver is the only one who has to be recognizable, everyone else is allowed to wear a mask. That said, it's a law from the before Corona times. And I see many people, especially students of driving schools still wearing them while driving. I don't think anyone is getting fined wearing one here. Plastic separator between the front and back of the car. My kids are autistic, and we're at the stage with the youngest one THWT it's hard to explain complex situations to him. He's 6 and very smart, but his verbal communication skills are still a ways behind. It's so much easier explaining to him that when we leave the house we just put our masks on, than explaining when to wear it and when not. Now he happily puts his mask on just like he's putting on his shoes, and has fully accepted it as part of the routine. Hence, we all just wears masks to keep it simple to understand. Man, kudos on you for understanding your son and working to find a way to help him learn and cope with such a weird change in society. I can't imagine the challenges he's going through this year. I used to work with a lot of autistic volunteers and have huge respect for any parent of autistic children or anyone that works with them daily. Big respect. Thanks. Honestly, we are incredibly lucky. My boys are different, sure, but they are both wonderful kids and in many ways better behaved than their peers. Surprisingly, they've adapted to this pandemic better than one would expect. They are stir crazy like all of us, but do an amazing job staying home as much as possible, and masking up when we do go out. It's just stupid. You're alone in your own car, yet you wear a mask. Why? Edit, flame away, guys. If you're this mad, I don't know what to tell you. I find it funny when I see a person driving around alone in their own car wearing a mask, but I don't really care at all. I'm one of those drivers that you see. The truth of it is, I am absolutely shit at remembering not to touch my face. Like, it's been pointed out to me that I basically fondle my jaw on a near constant basis. It's probably Freudian. Anyway, I still haven't been able to find a reliable source of hand sanitizer. So when I'm out and about in public, my solution to ensuring that I don't immediately start touching my face is to just keep the mask on until I've had a chance to get home and go through some sort of CETIS-RTO procedure. I tend to assume these people are food delivery drivers and are just taking the extra precaution for their customers. Yeah, Uber Eats makes me take a picture of myself wearing a mask before I start driving, and I tend to leave it on for everyone's safety until I'm done for the day. As stupid as it sounds, when the mask became mandatory, I forced myself to wear it as soon as I started driving to work, as I needed to wear it for the full 8-hour shift anyway. I figured I might as well get myself used to it. Now I take it off when I get home because I've gotten so used to it being there I forget to take it off sometimes. My friend asked me the same thing and my response was, it's the same reason I use turn signals in empty parking lots and lone streets. It's to build a habit.